Welcome to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive, where we are unpacking the most fascinating mechanics behind the world's most dominant sports teams.
Yeah, and today we've got a really incredible topic to dig into for you.
We absolutely do. But real quick, right at the top here, remember to subscribe to the Rugby Obsession YouTube channel and newsletter from the link in the description. We love hearing from you, so definitely let us know your thoughts and opinions in the comments.
Very sure, we always read those. So where are we starting today?
Well, I want you to imagine this scenario. You are hours away from the biggest international test match of your season, right? You're playing England.
High stakes.
Exactly, incredibly high stakes. The tension is mounting. And suddenly, you lose two of the most critical pillars of your entire organization.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Your captain, like the emotional heartbeat of the squad, Siya Kolisi, is out. And then Eben Etzebeth, your most capped, intimidating physical enforcer, is also out.
I mean, for literally any other sports franchise on the planet, that is a massive five-alarm tactical crisis.
Right. The whiteboard gets wiped clean, the locker room panics. But for the South African Springboks, it's literally just a Tuesday.
It doesn't even cause a ripple in their execution. They just keep rolling.
Which is exactly why we've gathered the sources you asked for today. Our mission is to figure out for you how the back-to-back Rugby World Cup champions have somehow, completely defied the natural laws of sports gravity.
Yeah, and we're looking at a brilliant piece of analysis from Planet Rugby for this.
It's such a good read. It features these awestruck insights from former England fullback Mike Brown and also ex-Scotland back rower John Barclay.
And their takeaways are just totally eye-opening. The central theme here is a complete paradigm shift.
How so?
Well, we aren't just looking at a team that relies on a golden generation of talent anymore. It's an organization that has fundamentally shifted from talent-centric management to system-centric management.
Right. The system itself is the superstar now.
Exactly. And to understand the sheer scale of what they're achieving, we have to look at their 10-match win streak.
Oh man, the streak. Because last September, they actually suffered a really bruising loss to New Zealand at Eden Park.
Which normally, a loss like that to your fiercest rival can derail a team's momentum completely. It breeds doubt.
But not for them.
No.
That loss acted as this bizarre accelerant. Since then, they've just marched through a gauntlet of global heavyweights.
Yeah, they haven't had the luxury of playing Tier 2 nations to pad their stats.
No, not at all. They dismantled Argentina twice. They swept Japan, France, Italy, Ireland, Wales, England, and Scotland.
Just systematically breaking the will of the best teams in the world week after week.
And their upcoming schedule is just as brutal. They've got Wales, Argentina, and then that massive great rivalry tour against New Zealand, 3 home tests in South Africa, then flying all the way to Baltimore to close it out.
It's a grueling physical gauntlet, which brings us right back to that depth issue. How do you survive that without your stars?
Right, like losing Kolisi and Etzebeth before the England game. I initially pictured their roster like the mythical Hydra, You cut off one head, another instantly grows back.
That's a good analogy, but practically it's more like open source software.
Okay, I like that. Unpack that for us.
Well, John Barclay's analysis points out 2 specific mechanisms. First, it's their radical approach to global player management. Specifically, they leverage the Japanese domestic rugby league.
That part stood out to me as brilliant arbitrage. Like, why does it matter that a huge chunk of their players are parked in Japan?
It comes down to the brutal physical economy of professional rugby. If you play in the English Premiership or the French Top 14, you're subjected to a marathon 10-month grind.
Constant heavy collisions, relegation battles.
Players come out battered. But in Japan's Rugby League 1, the season is shorter. It's fast, highly skilled, but way less physically attritional.
So the Springbok players in Japan are basically getting a highly conditioned off-season.
Yes. When they get called up, they arrive fresh. They are banking physical and mental capital instead of needing weeks of rehab just to train.
Okay, so that solves the physical side. But that doesn't explain how the fifth-choice guy just steps into the starting lineup and knows all the complex defensive calls seamlessly.
And that brings us to Barclay's second point. It sounds like corporate jargon, but it's called alignment camps.
Right, the alignment camps, which before we dive into how crazy those are, I just want to quickly remind everyone to subscribe to the Rugby Obsession YouTube channel and newsletter from the link in description. Seriously, jump in the comments and let us know what you think of the Springbok system so far.
Please do. But yeah, the alignment camps. In traditional rugby, a coach names 35 guys a few weeks before a tournament, right?
And they frantically try to learn the playbook.
Exactly. But the Springboks run these camps all year round. They bring in 50 or 60 players, not even to play that weekend, but just to sit in meetings.
So they absorb the culture and the defensive geometry before they ever wear the jersey.
Right. So when that fifth choice lock suddenly starts against England, the playbook is already hardwired into his brain.
The code is already installed, which means we have to talk about the lead architect of this code, Coach Rassie Erasmus. Mike Brown explicitly labels him a rugby genius in the article.
And he really is. His genius is manipulating the macro structure, like the global supply chain of players, but also the micro physics of a match.
Like the famous 7-1 split on the bench.
Exactly. Instead of the orthodox mix of forwards and backs, he puts 7 massive forwards and only 1 back on the bench.
So in the 60th minute, when everyone is exhausted and lactic acid is peaking,
he introduces over 800 kilograms of completely fresh, aggressive South African mass. It shatters the opposition's physical and psychological resistance.
It's a terrifying risk, but it works because of the system. But, I want to push back on this a little bit.
Lay it on me.
Are the Springboks actually playing the brand new sport, or is the rest of the world just dropping the ball and making them look invincible by comparison?
It's a totally fair question, and the source material says it's a bit of both. They are accelerating into a vacuum created by a lot of systemic turbulence across their rivals.
So who can actually challenge them right now?
According to the consensus, really only France. France has the physical mass and the world-class halves to stand toe-to-toe.
But after France, the drop-off is severe, right? Like, look at England.
Yeah, Mike Brown notes England is still trying to find their feet under their current coaching regime. They lack that relentless 80-minute institutional memory.
What about Ireland and New Zealand? They've been the standard bearers.
Both are in heavy transition. Ireland lost generational players like Johnny Sexton, and you can't just instantly replace that tactical processing speed.
And the All Blacks have a brand new coaching staff. They're rebuilding the plane while flying it.
Exactly. And Australia, Brown basically says they aren't anywhere near yet. Total systemic collapse.
Which leaves Scotland.
Yeah.
John Barclay's team. They play beautiful rugby, but
they can't close out the high-pressure games. When it becomes an ugly arm wrestle in the last 10 minutes, they just lack that ruthless finishing ability.
Wow. So South Africa has this perfect open-source machine, and everyone else is just trying to fix their engine. Which brings us to the 2027 World Cup.
Yes. John Barclay says 2027 is already South Africa's to lose.
Which is such a bold claim 3 years out. But this was the big aha moment for me. They won in 2019 and 2023. How are they actually scarier now?
This is the crux of Mike Brown's analysis. They didn't just defend their title by doing the same things. They evolved.
Right, because in 2019, their strategy was just raw, suffocating physical power. A 10-ton truck driving straight down the middle.
Yep, crushing scrums, territorial kicking. They would just squeeze the oxygen out of the game. It was predictable, but physically devastating.
But that predictability is gone now.
Entirely gone. Brown highlights how they've integrated terrifying X-factor outside backs. Guys like Cheslin Colby and Damian Bullimsey.
So they aren't just running in straight lines anymore.
Not at all. They counterattack from deep. They thrive in chaos. As a defensive coach, you are forced into an unsolvable geometric contradiction.
I see it, because if I pack my defense tight in the middle to stop the massive forwards,
you leave massive space on the edges for Colby to just step around your exhausted prop and score.
But if I spread my defense out to catch the fast guys out wide,
then the gaps in the middle get wider and they trigger the 7-1 bench split, driving 800 kilos of fresh forwards right through your interior.
It's literally an impossible choice.
Yeah.
They just bolted a Ferrari engine onto the side of a tank.
That is the perfect way to put it. And because of their alignment camps, they have 3 backup Ferrari engines and 4 backup tanks ready to go.
Man, it really is a masterclass in high-performance sports management. They've built this self-sustaining ecosystem with relentless depth, incredible emotional resilience, and this completely unpredictable tactical variety.
The rest of the world is just playing a desperate, exhausting game of catch-up.
Which leaves you with a final, really provocative thought to chew on as we wrap this up. If a sports franchise has mastered raw physical dominance, perfected tactical kicking, introduced lightning-fast wide play, and boasts a bench so deep that losing global icons doesn't even cause a ripple,
yeah,
how does an opponent even begin to game plan against a system with no single structural point of failure? I mean, how do you dismantle a machine that is explicitly designed to learn from its own damage?
That is the million-dollar question for 2027.
Truly. Well, thank you for listening to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive. We love pulling these sources apart for you to find the hidden mechanics driving the world's most fascinating teams.
Yeah, keep analyzing the game and questioning the tactics you see on the pitch.
And as always, please subscribe to the Rugby Obsession YouTube channel and newsletter from the link in description. Drop your thoughts on how to beat the Springboks in the comments, and we'll look forward to you listening to our next episode.